Hello everyone, Rosemary Newmeyer here, and I am doing um, something a little different. At least something I haven't done yet on the channel. So, well, I mean, obviously I do the doll collecting thing, I do the stuffy thing, right? I love making stuffies and doing crafting and stuff like that, keep myself busy as a person of disability. And so one of the things that I have is my little side hustle, and I'll show off some of the patterns and things like that that I've made. And I've started to sell my patterns now, so that's exciting. I have a keychain set in the works actually, so that'll be coming up. But for the crochet thing, you also have certain conditions. I live in Ontario, Canada, and there is a textile law that we fall under as crochet creators and artists. And so for the longest time, you actually weren't allowed to sell. And then 2019, they changed the law so that you could, but you had to affix a label to it. And so to do that, I created my own little labels out of business cards. And these are just the blank cheap, not the blank, but the cheapest ones you can get, right? I did the graphic designs on these for one of those few times where I actually sit with a computer and do something. So anyway, so that's my card there. And so, and that's it. It's just a business card. It's the basic ones without any, lowest, like cardstock, right? And without any filtering or not filtering, gloss on them. So anyway, so what I do is I put a hole in them with a hole punch, cut a tag here to fit with, and this is just crochet thread, by the way, size 10. I use this to put onto the tag. And then I will take the tag and I've got everything here, crocheted stuffed toy, all new materials, all that sort of thing, right? So, but I have contents listed. And so what I'll do is I'll check off cotton, because this was a cotton item, and polyester fiberfill stuffing, because that's what's in it. And then I have a blank space here where I check that off, because this is going to have a keychain, because I'm going to put a keychain here together. So I'm just going to show you what I do here. And when I'm doing a keychain, because this is a small item, actually, let me grab it. Here we go. This is my own little turtle pattern. So, okay. And like I said, I'm working on typing this up for everyone. It's a 7 little keychains that I make that are all my own patterns. For sale. So that is coming. Stay tuned. So anyway, and so because the keychain and the size of it, I mean, the small stuffy like this, 3 and up for sure is these. You don't want to have this for anyone smaller. It's just not safe. But because of this, the ball and clasp chain here that makes the keychain, I put it as 5 and up. And now the age thing is not a requirement under the law, just simply that you have a new made from all new materials affixed and all that stuff, unless of course you're not using new materials, and then you need to specify that, because some people will make things from recycled or thrifted yarn. So if you're doing that, you do have to notify people of it, right? They need to know what they're buying. And then of course I have animals, so I like to just, like that one. Hi, Loki. Yes, you can be quiet, please. Yeah, thank you. Good boy. I just like to lint roll them a little bit here. Because, of course, just to get off any residual dander or whatnot, fix or fur. It also helps, too, actually, even if you don't have animals, because polyester stuffing will leave little, especially when you're putting on eyes, actually. There was a piece of it there. It'll leave little bits of fluff coming out, so it helps pick that up. And then I just tie it on, right? And then I am wanting, at some point, for the keychains to do a smaller version of this tag, half the size, and then, had to cut them down the middle and all that stuff, but not today. But anyway, so then you get the point, and then that way it meets the Ontario legislation, so that the new materials only tag is affixed, and that it gets to the customer, and the customer can know what's in it, right? Because it's important. People have allergies. There are things like that, especially if you're using wool, which you'll never see from me, because I'm allergic to wool, highly, like actual real wool allergy. Not just like breaking out in hives, the whole 9 yards type deal. I'm not just the sensitive to wool, where it makes me itchy. No, it goes so far beyond that. So for a larger stuffed animal like this one here, my mushroom gnome, what I would do, same thing, just, lint roll the little guy, get his tag ready here. And so he's cotton with polyester fiber fill, and I don't need to check off anything else. And because of the size of him, this little guy, I tend to put him as, something like this would normally be about, I'd fine for 0 and up, with supervision, of course. But because of this here, the tip of the hat, I do worry about it. So for this particular style, I do put him at 3 and up. I'm always very concerned with choking hazards. And of course, always with adult supervision for young children. And put the thing there into it. And there we go. I make a little loop, pass it on through, and this is after everything's been made. This is what I do. Because, again, it has to meet the law. And I want it to look polished as well, right? It really does give my stuffies just that little oomph. I do 1 art show a year, because it's the only one I found that's quiet enough where I can go for the day. So far, anyway. I mean, I always do keep my eyes open for something else, but it is also a big commitment too, because I need assistance. I have trouble lasting a whole day. Between my hyperacusis and my hypermobility, connective tissue disorder problems, it's a lot. So my husband always has to go with me. Well, he doesn't have to, he wants to. He's very supportive, which is great. And yeah, so there we go. Knotted, tied on. And this is actually going into a cafe here in Campbellford, the Toasty Toad. This is all stuff that they've asked, the owner there's asked me to make. So, and this is an order that I'm taking into her. So I thought it might be fun to see how that gets done. There's a whole bunch more I'm going to be taking in. So instead of showing you, you've seen basically the process, for keychains versus for a stuffy, right? Because you just pass it through on the back of the little guy, right? You just pass it through and put the yarn, the crochet thread with your tag on it, and then that way it's affixed. But yeah, so there we go. Toads, obviously, like lots of toads. And there we go, little gnome. What else have I got here for you? Oh, there we go. Mushrooms. These are all my own patterns, and it's a lot easier for me to, oh, there we go, little toad keychain. I have the keychain actually sitting in the back of it. It's a lot easier for me to just sit and do my shorthand than it is to actually write up all these patterns. But I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I really should be doing that. So I'm glad I've started selling them. And like I said, and then the project I'm working on currently is a keychain package. It's going to have 7 of my original tiny stuffies that are keychain size worthy. So, and look really good on a keychain. So, but yeah, so, oh, and I also do like these little guys here, mug cozies. As well. So I've got 2 of those going in, and this is acrylic because it's, it's just not for a child. So and so different items, so that will be going in as well. I still put on one of my stuffy tags just so that people know it's me who did it, and I'll write on the back that it's a mug cozy. Yeah, it's just little things like that, right? Where you want to keep things, a little bit of housekeeping, especially like I said, if you live in Ontario. But even if you don't, it's a good idea to do because you can get like 1,000 of these, and you can get it so it costs you 5 cents a card, right? I went through Vistaprint because it did have at the time the best price. I always look around before printing off a box. I always have a look and see who has the best deal going. And then, yeah, and like even for receipts, you don't have to do anything fancy. I got these from Staples. They're a online sales order, carbonless, and so I can just write out my orders on that and put the total at the bottom, right? And then that way I can keep track of everything. It doesn't have to be electronic. There's no, I mean, especially too if you're not good with electronics like I am, like I cannot keep my books electronically. It does not happen. I gave it a shot and it was a terrible idea. I had ended up having to print everything off anyway because I just could not get my brain to work around the numbers. So, yeah, so and like there's the finished receipt. Looks great. And just a little polished thing, right? And good for also too for when you're doing your taxes so that everything's in order. But yeah, so anyway, so just a little bit of how to do a housekeeping, I guess, a little bit for Stuffies. Just a different kind of thing. If you're interested in that. But yeah, it's just a little bit of the extra bits behind the scenes here of what I'm doing. So, yeah, that's it. I'm taking this order in today, which is Thursday the 23rd. So yeah, so hopefully if you're in the area, if you want to pop in, go on and get a lovely little treat, maybe something nice to drink, and something cute. That's what I do. It's my bread and butter. Anyway, good chatting with you all. Have a lovely day and take care now. Bye.